it's Jeannie. We have been struggling with everything this morning. I could not get my camera to record this direction. It only wanted to go up and down, and then we were trying to Streamlab, and then we were trying to do everything else. So, some of you probably gave up. You were like, forget it, it's not happening. Just know I will not give up. So I am here and I totally apologize for that. And let's go ahead and get started. And I'll let some people trickle in too because I'm sure everyone's like, they've given up on me. I almost gave up on me too. So it's Jeannie. Let me take a deep breath from A1 Vacuum and Sewing. And what I'm doing today is I'm going to be doing the prep for pumpkins and potions. And you would think after whatever 4 or 5 years, I could actually get onto a live feed, and after live feeding hours and hours and hours, hundreds of hours, I'd be able to get on here and do this right, and I still cannot do it. So the struggle is real. When you guys struggle, I struggle too. This is what we're working on. We're going to do the prep. You should have your fabric kit. And if you don't have a fabric kit, pull from your stash. You're going to make something amazing. Absolutely. I will never give up. I will never give up. That's why I'm here. And that's why it took so long. But here is your gorgeous, gorgeous fabric kit. And have an iron. Mine's been sitting here heating up for the last 20 minutes that I've been trying to get onto the live feed. And let me go ahead and pull up my fabric. And my beautiful designer box that I'll take back to the store and I'll use it to ship something. And what you're going to need for this first part, and I'm very systematic, and I kind of just do the same thing over and over again. First thing we're going to do is we're going to stabilize our fabric, which means we're going to press it with best press. So I'm going to spray and press my pieces that I'm going to be cutting. What the best press does is it's a light starch. And so it will give you better and more accurate cuts because it stabilizes that fabric. And let's say you take your fabric and instead of being fabric that has like give, it's going to make it more like paper. I'm not going to spray it that much, but it's going to be more like paper. So when you do your cuts, instead of sometimes having a cut like go one direction or the other because you're actually like pulling it a little bit, it'll be more apt to stay as like a hardened piece. I don't know how to really describe that. But so you want best press. I just refilled my bottle. I use best press. We have that acorn stuff, which is really fantastic too, which doesn't flake as much. So whatever you like to use to stabilize your fabric. And then after that, we're going to cut. Then we will take our background pieces and we will put them on Shapeflex, which is SF101. And then we'll cut our batting. And then we will group everything. I think that's kind of the order of what we're going to be doing. So for some of you, this is like your first Kimberbell project. So if you go in here and we go to the pages that we're really going to be referring to are going to be pages 4 and 5. And then also our cut pages right here. And this is our cut diagram. And sometimes I stick to it totally and sometimes I stray a little bit. You're going to notice right here, block by block, that's highlighted in blue. And this is kind of a new thing. I think it's been this project and the last one where they're having you cut your filler pieces a little bit bigger and then you can trim them down. Because sometimes they weren't quite big enough and, you wouldn't have, you'd have to rely on like your muslin, or I will be relying on my muslin and then trimming down. So it gives you a little bit more. I think it's a half an inch, maybe quarter inch on all sides. And let's go ahead and get started. Things I will not be trimming, my border pieces, because I'm going to leave those all in one piece. And that way, sometimes I trim it, sometimes I don't trim it. I'm going to opt not to trim it, which means right here, here's our back piece. So I'm going to pull some of these out. So it reminds me not to trim them at all. I'm so sorry I'm late. I've been struggling to get on for like the last half an hour. Patrick's been trying to get me through. I don't know what happened. My phone, my computer, everything came back and all the apps I normally use were gone. And I did not delete them, so I don't know how that happened. But here's my border pieces. It's going to be my third of a yard of the tone on tone, this right here. So I'm going to pull this to the side. That is going to be my border. And then my binding pieces, we could go ahead and 3/8 a yard. I'll keep my binding piece out. My back piece, that's going to be this super fun print right here. Oh, it's also your battery packet. But I'm not going to do that. And your ties. We can go ahead and keep our ties out. Okay. I'm going to put these to the side just so I don't get tempted to cut those and trim those down. I'm going to put this to the side. Like, how cute is this? What's inside? Cut out images below and poke holes on the dots. Cross the sticks and strings through the center with yarn to make a hanger. You make a little mobile, but I am not going to be doing that. That is not my thing. And let's go ahead and do the rest. The rest of this, we're going to go ahead and spray and press. Let's get started. So let me put this over here. We'll just work in sections. Here we go. These look like our fat 16s. Let's go ahead and start with those. I also like to press on, oh, sorry. You know what? Your comments are showing up and then they're disappearing. So if I don't respond back to them, it's me trying to look at them super fast and then they disappear. And I'm like, I didn't even see it. So I like to spray on the back part, especially if you haven't used your iron in a while. I don't know if you've ever like had your iron and not used it for a while and then you go to press and then it does something horrible. Here, we'll go ahead and do this. And now I'm really not going to see your comments because the phone, the camera that I film from is behind me. So if I don't respond back, maybe you guys can respond for me. You can help each other. I'll try to look. And we have so much of this really fun Halloween stuff. Okay, Iron Maiden, that's my girl. Oh, there you go. Good morning from Calgary. Okay, maybe I can put it over here so I can kind of see what you guys are saying. Here we go. And these videos, they stay there on, okay, things to keep in mind. Sorry, I'm jumping around with my thoughts. If you have fabric that's directional, I mean, I wouldn't call this directional, but kind of, you don't want to distort the sparkles in every direction. Go ahead and, I mean, what you really should do is press, but I'm too impatient to press. Press is just put your iron down and then press it down. Ironing is like moving your iron back and forth. Ironing can distort your fabric. That's the only thing you need to keep in mind. Like this, non-directional, who cares? Move your iron as much as you want. But directional fabric, you definitely want to, if you're going to iron, lightly iron in one direction and then go in the other direction. And don't be too aggressive. And I just kind of will iron until my piece is dry. But you don't want to distort that pattern. These are the Silky Solids. Silky Solids don't have a right or a wrong side. What I've also found is with some of the fabrics, when you're pressing it, it's going to shrink, and it really shrinks more in one direction than the other. That's why when we cut kits in our class, your fabric scraps are really 5 inches. We always, no, I don't want to say always. We might have like one cut that is 5 inches by 5 inches, but we almost always cut those 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. That way, if you have a little bit of shrinkage, you're not going to lose that because sometimes you need that full 5 inches. But if you're doing breast press and you are stabilizing your fabric before you cut, it does shrink a little bit in one direction. Thumbs up. Hello, sunshine. Oh, yeah. Go, hello, sunshine. I had to clean up this morning. And I was like, I'm only going to be over here in this section. This is literally all I cleaned. But I like grabbed my hello, sunshine. It was just way too busy for me to get any stitching done. A lot of people were like, oh my goodness, I'm glad you're going to be gone. It's going to give me time to catch up. Which I thought was really funny. But I was thinking, these ladies, they better be ready to go. Summertime is over. We are going to, I know we still have a lot of summer left. I consider summer June, July, and August. So, but you know, we've got mini quilts. Mini quilts has to get done. I am hoping to do some stitching this weekend. So maybe I can do a little bit of quilting through the seasons. Gotta finish those embellishments. And hello, sunshine. And this, all I'm going to be doing is prepping this until we get together again next Friday. But hello, sunshine's got to get done. I've seen Kathy Bolin and Miss Marlene. And they're so cute. I'm like, holy cow, I need to get mine done too. Because it is so cute. Okay, that was our fat 16ths. Let's lay down our fat 8ths. I'm going to put this someplace else. I have this, I got, when I got home, I'm like, Patrick, why do I have a huge Luminaire box in my room? As well as, you're a little confused as to the prairie points. Are we talking about the prairie points that are on Hello Sunshine? Because we will be doing that. So don't worry. I'm not going to leave you hanging with that one. Because I've never done those either. So I'm like, ooh, these look like fun. I always like doing something that I haven't done before. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, I got back. And I have like a huge Luminaire box. Those aren't small. In my sewing room, as well as a Destiny. I'm like, are you going to leave this here? But I thought to myself, oh, the Luminaire box. I have another table in my room. I'm like literally using it as like a table. I'm putting stuff on it right now. And then I woke up this morning thinking about this sew along, and then I was thinking, oh, I need to figure out what blocks I'm going to do purple, because I am going to do that like Dana did hers. Because it was just too cute, and I feel like that purple added some punch to it. I forgot to bring home I have some buffalo plaid, and because I really don't think I'm going to do, maybe I'll do one of them. You know the blocks that they have, that it's flip and fold. I was looking at the instructions, and then it looks like buffalo plaid, but no, that was all flip and fold and then sewn together, cut apart and sewn together. So with everything we have going on, I don't know if I'm going to do that. Oh, Miss Susan. Okay. So Susan just said that she's working on Hometown, which I think is going to be like a September project for us. What do you think? I'm like interested to hear what you think. How do you like the instructions? Is it going to be something I think we're going to have to do all over quilting afterwards? So what do you think of it? Is it like just gorgeous? Is it so much fun? I want to hear your thoughts on that. Which size are you doing? Prepping's always good too, right? I feel like prepping's like monotonous. Like, I don't particularly love prepping, but I always love it once I get done. I'm just kind of happy to have it all out of the way. I'm happy to have everything sorted and ready to go. And I hope you'll take these sew-alongs too. And let me move this. You'll just use it as time to just work on whatever, like a sit and sew. Because seriously, these machines are so heavy. It's like not easy going to a sit and sew anymore. Instructions are almost entirely picture based. Oh, I only read like half of that comment. I'm so used to Kimberbell instructions and they're being so great. I don't know how I'm going to do with pictures only. I think I'll be okay. Pictures are are they worth 1,000 words? You know how bad I am with those sayings. I end up making up sayings, combining sayings. Okay. Scraps, Kimberbell scraps. Little confusing at first. Okay. I was thinking I wanted to like go ahead and do like one of the houses all on my own. Just like get through one of them so I could understand the lay of the land with Miss Lori Holt. Because she's going to have more to come. I think there's something else that's going to be coming out in the fall. And I'm excited to kind of do something different, have like a new look. Check it out. But I love me some Kimberbell. Non-directional, so don't worry about it. But we've got that plaid coming up over here. That we want to be really mindful when we press that. This is just swirls. Oh, Miss Poppy. Very straightforward applique blocks. Okay. So there's like a 6x10 and an 8x12. So we are going to be kitting that. And how we're going to kit it is just giving you like the background fabric, the sashing fabric, I think the binding fabric. Like any of those large pieces, I bought yardage for that. Oh, Suli, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to all of you that tried to find me and you couldn't this morning because, of course, we were struggling. I couldn't get my camera to film horizontally. It would only go vertical, and then I tried to get onto Streamlabs and nothing was on my computer. Everything was gone. You know how it is. Don't ever give up on me. I'll be there. Okay. You don't want to like distort these. So just gentle. Just gentle. Don't get all crazy. One direction. And then once it's pretty much set, then you can kind of... So I usually will go one direction, up and down first, and then I'll go left to right. But you just want to be careful not to distort your stripes, your plaids, anything that's directional. I don't know why I was a little surprised at how much fabric there was for this. I just thought it was going to be less. And there was a lot. Like, these are big pieces. What are these? I want to look really quickly at the instructions. Instructions. Ooh. Okay, so we have... What are these bigger pieces? These pieces are... What are those? Those are my fat quarters. 1/3 yards, and those look like fat quarters. This is not a fat quarter. Are these fat quarters? That's kind of weird the way they folded these. We always fold, we always put our, I don't know why they folded them like that. I always take our fat quarters at the store when we put our kits together, and we fold all our fat quarters with fat quarters, all our fat eighths with fat eighths. The ladies know how I like it. Yeah, that's really weird the way they folded these, but whatever. Maybe I'm gonna spray them and stack them and then press them. Spray, stack, and press. This is like the linen print, which the linen print is so small that just press away. Yeah, really kind of weird, I think. Just how these are folded. But I love this new Halloween print. I love this. So I want to do another, you know how we did the summer garden tea towels? I want to do vial toads. And I think I'm going to use the black tone on tone. This is the orange tone on tone. So cute. Because I forget what her name is, the designer. That fabric's older. What's this? Okay, we'll press those later. Okay, this iron is, it's not the tulip pink. I want the tulip pink so badly. I have two of the tulip pinks at the store, so this is the Aliso. And for me, I gotta have an Aliso at this point. Because my shoulders are giving me a little bit of grief. And to not have to like pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down is like a game changer for me. But I got this iron maybe about like 4 months before the tulip pink came out. And I like it, but I love the tulip pink. So I'm thinking, should I like push this off the edge of my cut table so it breaks and then I have an excuse to get the tulip pink? Or do I just get the tulip pink because I love it, because it's so beautiful? I don't know if you guys are ever like that. Something new comes out and you're like, oh my God, I wish I'd gotten that one. But then I'm practical too, and I'm like, I can't do that. I'm like, do I need another iron at the store? I could swap it out there. Sorry if you've made any comments. I haven't seen them. My camera is like kind of behind my right shoulder. And I'm just using my phone today. Live feed. Usually Patrick and I live feed from the camera on our laptop at the store. But you can see you get some distort. Look at that line there when you're doing this. Doing my fat quarters right now. We're almost done actually. And then we're going to move on to cutting. So for cutting, you want to have an array of rulers. I love using my Stripology. Stripology is what I choose to use first, just because you can clean up left side and right side at the same time. And then I use the rest of my Creative Grid rulers. I'm a Creative Grid girl all the way. I do have some Quilter Select, and I love my Quilter Select because I feel like they don't budge. Like they don't move, but that's also the thing I don't love about them, because sometimes you kind of want to flick your ruler just a little bit. And I am waiting on my glow rulers. If you've ordered glow rulers and you're waiting for them, I got a note from the manufacturer that the largest two sizes, the 12.5 by 12.5 and the 6 by 24, 6.5 by 24, they had a defect. So the lines stray. The lines aren't perfect. So they're figuring out what to do. I have a stack of those at the store right now, waiting to send out, but we're not sending them out until we hear back as to what they're doing. I think we're going to get all new rulers. We are almost done. All right. Now we have our couple random pieces. I think, what are these? 3/8? Oh, look at this. This is with the fabric. So let's see what this is. We got an itty bitty. It's like a fat eighth. We got a big bad boy. Not sure what this one's for yet, but we'll figure it out. And I have my 2 scraps that I didn't do yet. And these 2 guys. I mean, I just love, I was never a Halloween person until, well, that's a lie, right? As a kid, what kid isn't a Halloween person because of trick-or-treating? And, like, we never had candy in our house, so that was, like, the only time I had candy. And, but, like, after that, what I realized is once we had kids, that Halloween and Christmas, it's all about the kids. Like, that's what makes it so magical. Is the kids believing in it or loving it so much. So, but I love all things Halloween. I don't know if I love them as much as Michelle Gilmartin. And of course, Graydon, if you've talked to Graydon in our store, because her birthday's on Halloween. But we started having big Halloween parties when our kids got older. Not older. When our kids were growing up. I remember our first Halloween party. I don't think Patrick and I even dressed up. How lame are we? I think one of our friends came over. They're like, you didn't get dressed up? And then we always got dressed up after that. Like, who has a Halloween party and doesn't get dressed up? Like, we decorated the house and everything. I had a lot to learn about having Halloween parties. Okay, let's put that to the side. She was totally decked. She was, it was my friend Nanda, and she was pregnant at the time. So she dressed up as a witch's hat, and her belly was the head of the witch. Does that make sense? And then the hat part was like from her belly up. She was like, you guys didn't get dressed up. In retrospect, I'm just like, what was wrong with us? With all this ironing, can you imagine picking up the iron, putting down the iron, picking up the iron, putting down the iron? That's why I like the lift on the Aliso. The way it lifts up. So you just take your hand off and it rises up like that off of your fabric. Because even what I'm doing today, I'm going to be sore tomorrow. I can't believe it. But like sewing is like tough on my body. On my arms and my shoulders. Is that true for anyone else? Is it just me? Is my body defective? Why does sewing and ironing and cutting make my body sore? Here we go. All right, I think that's my last piece. We are ready to cut. So when I cut, first thing I get out is my rotating mat. Well, I put a regular mat out. You get my regular mat. Okay. I put this one out. Are you going to use the fusible backing? Absolutely. But I cut first. Yeah, I cut first. So first thing I put out is this with my rotating mat, because if there's smaller cuts, I cut it on this for sure. All my stripology rulers, because you don't want to have to use the biggest size if you can use the smaller sizes, right? And then the rest of my rulers that I love, because it's just like you don't want to use your 6.5 by 24 if you can do it with a 6 by 12. So here are my favorite rulers. The 4.5 by 18.5. Love it. The 8.5 by 18.5. Can't live without it. So these rulers, I love, love, love my 6.5 by 12.5. And then I grabbed my square rulers. I grabbed those this morning. Oh, here they are. So I've always used my 4.5 by 4.5 and my 6.5 by 6.5, but I did get a 5.5 by 5.5, which look, it's still in the wrapper. I haven't even used it yet. And then you need like some like kind of itty bitty. And I have this one, which I really, really like. But I'm thinking about getting the oh God, and we need this. I think this is the holy grail of quilting rulers. And I love this one because it's the 6.5 by 24.5, and sometimes you need that extra ½ inch, right? I was thinking about Carrot Bowl. He uses I think it's a 2.5 by 6.5, which would be perfect too. And we are ready to cut. So let's go ahead and get out this part, and this is where we really need that cutting guide right here. And it kind of lays it out, and you can cut as according to this if you want. So, you need this. You need a big square. my big square is my 12.5 by 12.5, but sometimes I think I should just get an 8.5 by 8.5 or like a 10.5 by 10.5. 10.5 would be perfect for this one, right? So I'm actually going to just grab my fabric here. I'm going to start with my 16ths. These are going to be the little itty bitties, and let's go ahead and cut those pieces first. So 7.5 by 5.5. This, and I'm going to just start cutting. I'm just going to start by cutting just the fabric. So this one's 8.5 by 8.5. Oop, that's not going to work, but this one will. This is 8.5, and I need 8.5 by 8.5, and we'll just cut it like this. I can do 2 of my cuts at once, and I'll clean everything up. Let me get rotary cutter, and let's cut away. I was looking, and these, I'm going to keep these for later because this will be for my back. The rotary cutter is so nice because, or the rotating mat. You've got to have a rotating mat. Kimberbell's coming out with a new rotating mat, and it's going to be, I did that right? Yes. Oh my God, did you see that? Okay, hopefully I have enough. Sorry. I cut 8 by 8.5. This is a background piece though, I think. Hopefully you weren't doing that with me. It is a background piece, so I'll have enough because you have about 1 inch all the way around. So this is not right, but let me just put that off to the side. And just know I did that one wrong. 8.5 by 8.5 is what I should have done. And this whole ruler is 8.5, and I should have gone up to 8.5. But we'll have enough fabric. Thank you, Kimberbell, for having us have larger pieces. This is the linen one. Yeah, that was a little oopsie. Oopsie! And we're going to do... this one right here. So 5.5 by 3 and 5.5 by 5. So 5 by 5. So let's just get this ruler. It's just nice to grab the ruler that's going to be the right size. So 5 by 5. 5 by 5 are my white numbers on here. My 1/2 inches are in black. So I love the markings. They just make sense to my brain too. So let me go ahead and cut this first. 5 by 5. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that. Okay, not firing in all cylinders. Let me check my numbers first before I cut this one. And, okay, somebody made a comment. Da-da-da, that does help. Sorry, I was only able to read a little bit and then it disappeared. And then I'll clean up the other 2 sides of this. You know what would really help right now is my glow ruler. It's hard to see on dark fabrics, I feel like. And I need my little scrap bag. Let me put that over here. Okay, here's my 5 by 5, and then I need 5.5 by 3. Here's my 5.5. And we need 3 inches. Here's 3 and 5.5. I can go this way. These are 6.5. Okay, let me go like that. What am I doing here? Here we go. That's 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. Right? Okay, and 5.5. Am I gonna need that? I don't think so. That is going to be 5.5. Okay, here's my piece right here. All right, let's get in the flow. Use this for later. Next piece. This one is this piece right here. We need 5 by 7. 5 by 7, those are going to be the white numbers. And you could kind of fussy cut it. It's going to be, is it a filler block? It's a filler block. So, and which direction is it going to be going in? Let's see. And then you can kind of choose like how you want it to look. It's going to be this one. I think it's this one right here. So I would choose something that kind of looks good. Like right here looks good. Don't you think? Or this would look good right here. So you could kind of fussy cut it, but I think I'm going to go right here with this direction. And 5 by 7. And I am going to fussy cut it a little bit. Just to have my bottle and to have this in there. And so I'm looking right here for me. 5 by 7. So just keep that in mind. This is going to be a filler block. And you might want to make it look cute. There's my bottle. There's my 7 all the way over to here. Okay. And that's the only cut out of this. So make it count. I'm going to fussy cut it a little bit. Kind of choosing what I want to be in that filler block. And this is going to be my filler block, which I thought was kind of cute. Like right here, the little spooky and that little ticket there. All right. That one's done. Put this to the side. Cats. Who doesn't love kitty cats? So this is going to be this fabric right here, I'm pretty sure. Not seeing any kitty cats right there. Let me just check and make sure before we cut. Cutting is forever. And we just need a 3 by 5.5. Almost could have been a little scrap, huh? So we want 3 by 5.5 and non-directional. Here's my 3 by 5.5. 3 by 5.5. I almost want to go here. Feel like I can. I clean this up a little bit. Done. Done. This is that tone on tone that I love with the pumpkins. So much fun. And it's right here. So 3 by 5.5 again. Oh, I still can't believe I did that first cut wrong. Let's clean this up. All right. This one right here. This fabric, another 3 by 5.5. What are these? Are these filler blocks or 3 by 5.5? I wonder what these are. It's this fabric right there, right here. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, I think we're gonna sew those together and then cut them apart. It's for the four square. And 3 by 5.5. This is cute. With the little candles and the little owls. Cute. 3 by 5.5. Clean it up. These should be precise because you're going to be piecing with those. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes it matters. All right. This is just tone on tone. And it's this one right here, I think, F17. Let's just make sure that's right. And so that looks like a time for stripology. And I'm going to go medium size. This one here. And this. And we need 5.5 by 2s. And the other ones are little itty bitties over on the side. So let's put it right here to clean up this edge. And we want 5.5. And let's go 5.5. And then we need these to be 2-inch cuts. So just lay it down. We're going to clean up one edge. And how many 2-inch cuts do we need? We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you do have to do your math by this. But sometimes you have your stars and you have your squares. So if you're doing 1.5-inch cuts, you just look at your stars. If you look at your squares, those are going to be 2.5-inch cuts, so you really don't have to do the math. For this, you do. You're just going by 2s. So you're going to go. And how many did we need? 5, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. How nice is that, right? You don't have to pick up your ruler and reposition every time. You're just done with those. So we need another 2.5 by 5.5. We'll just use our regular ruler for these. 2.5 by 5.5. Or this is actually a 2-inch cut, and then we're going to cut it down. Is this the side we cut from? Here we go. Check it again before you cut. I'm looking at my book too. So we've got the 2-inch. And if you really wanted to, you could go, just lay this down. And we need we're going to cut up this edge, clean that up. And we need a 5.5, a 1.5, and a 1.5. So here's 5.5 plus 1.5 is 7 plus 8.5 is the other 1.5. And we are done. What's that? Nothing. Piece of fabric. So if I can use stripology, I love it because I'm guaranteeing you that was faster than you using your regular ruler. Very big one and the medium size one, so helpful. But I want 1 or 2. You want 1 or 2 strip out. And if you ever see any of these rulers, there's map pricing on the rulers. There's map pricing on the Creative Grids. There's map pricing on the Quilter Select. So if you see rulers that you want, let me know and I'll get those for you and we'll give you a little discount off of those. So, because no reason to pay full price. No reason. Okay, 3.5 by 5.5 again for this. So let's go ahead and cut that. Because I get it. And I love rulers. And for a while, every time I did like an order, I get those from Checker distributors. And when I did an order, I would just toss in a ruler. Be like, okay, you deserve a little ruler. But honestly, at this point, I like have all the rulers that I use the most. Now, every once in a while, I'll throw in a specialty ruler for a certain project. For me, I'm super happy with like the selection I have at this point. And it's an investment. And having the right rulers makes a huge difference. So this is 10.5 by 6.5. Let's go. What I do with my 6.5 by, oh, here it is. Okay, this is 6.5. So we just have to cut 6.5 by 10.5. And let's go, oh, there's Miss Poppy out there. Rotating mat. Anytime you don't have to take your hand off the ruler, pick it up, you're just going to get more accurate cuts. I got to cut one more side. All right. Here we go. Oh my God, we did all of those. Well, no, we have to do our fat quarters up there. These are our fabric scraps, and it looks like a 2.5 by 2.5. Where's my needle? I'd call this semi-directional, right? Your honeycombs, you don't want them to be all askew. Look at your thing before you cut again, because cutting's forever. Cutting is forever. Once you cut, that's it. 2.5 by 2.5. And this is 2.5 by 2 and 1.5. So let's just do our 2.5-inch strip. And this is why I love my stripology. You could get your little one. You can clean up your edge. So we can lay this down and we can do our 2.5-inch cut. Clean it up on the left, clean it up on the right. Use that for later. Now we can do our other cuts. And we are going to do we have a 2-inch. And then we have a 1.5 inch. So that's going to be 3.5. Gotta love it. All right. Let's grab our fat quarters. Oh, we didn't do our 8s yet. These are our 8s. Fat 8s. Okay, we want a 5 by 7. That is this fabric right here. And we want 5 by 7 first. We don't want any selvage. Let's just go across and do our... I'm always scared that I did it wrong. Okay, 5. And now we need 3 by 4.5. 4.5 is 9, 13.5. So we need a 13.5. Or should we just do... I'm just going to cut these apart. And we'll just use the little itty bitty scraps for later. So, because this is going to be, do we have 9 inches? Let's see if we have our full 9 inches across. We've got our 9 inches here. Okay, so I'm going to do that a little differently than what's in the... Clean this side up. And then we need 4.5. 4.5. Oh, I should have used my bigger one, which I didn't. And I should have used my rotating mat, which I didn't. We'll just turn it. And then this, we have our full 9 inches, so I'm just going to do 2 cuts. Or I'm sorry. So I need 3 inches. So 4.5 by 3 inches. Yep, there's 3. There's 6. And I think this is for the flying geese. So these don't have to be, yeah, they're for these right here, the little flying geese. They don't have to be completely perfect. Okay, so that was, that's not all of them, is it? How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, those are set. And let's go ahead. This fabric is done with. Next, where did I put all my fabric? Oh, right here. Fold it up. Plaid is next. We need 2 pieces that are 8.5 by 6.5. I can use this. I can use this. 6.5. I'm a little bit too big for that one. Here's my other stripology. Oh, is it 8.5? Yes, 6.5. I need 13 inches. Let's use this. Six and a half and 13. And stack these, and then I'll trim them up on both sides. Eight and a half. Sometimes that gets in my way. Clean up one side. There's my 8.5. These 2 are done. So we have both of those done. All right, next. Polka dot. Same thing. We need 2 6.5s by 8.5s and then a 6 by 6. So let's go ahead and lay the big one down. We need our 6.5s, 6.5 and 13. Gonna stack these. And then we'll do our 8.5. Cleaned up, doubled up, ready to go. And this is the swirl, so we need an 8.5 by 8.5 and 3.5 by 5. And I'm just all about options when I'm cutting all this stuff. So I need my 8.5. We can use our square ruler. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to add a 10.5 by 10.5. I don't have to have it, but I think it'd be good. Okay. Or an 8.5 by 8.5. What do you think? Which square rulers do you have, and which ones do you love? What square rulers do you have, and which ones do you use the most? End up losing them by sections, really small, and keep the embellishments with them. I leave my embellishment in like the packaging and just use it kind of as I go. If I'm doing a sew along, I'll kind of trim it up as, or I'll add them. I'll add them when I'm like, okay, next week we're going to use this, and I might put it together. But a lot of times I just leave mine. So 5.5 by 3. 3, 5.5. Next, this has got to be F12, right? It's F12. Okay, so we need an 8 by 3, an 8 by 3, or 8 by 5. Good thing I looked at it twice. 8 by 5, those are going to be, here's my 5 and my 8. Gotta go over that side. Eight by 5. Check my numbers one more time. Make sure. I feel like I need a big glass of lemonade right now. Summertime. I want like some like fruity drink. Okay, there's my 8 by 3. I need a 6.5 by 3. This is 6.5. That makes it easy. Okay, that one's done. Instead, we're going to have to settle for coffee. Okay, and we need a 5.5 by 4. Let's do. I wonder why we're going all the way up like that. 5.5 by 4, and then we need 2.5 by 2.5. So let's go 4 by 5.5. And then we need a 3.5 by 2.5 and a 2.5 by 2.5. So let's do a 2.5 inch strip. I feel like I want to go this direction, right? I'll go 3.5 by 2.5 this way. Here's my 2.5 and my 3.5. And then a 2.5 by 2.5, and we are done. Check it twice. All right. That one is done. And then we have this, which looks like right here. And we need 4.5 by 12.5. Ooh, here's that. I used to use a 3.5 by, I think a 3.5 by 12.5 would be good too. But I have a 3.5 by 18.5. But that extra inch makes such a difference. So I love this one. This is another favorite, 4.5 by 12.5. Here's my 12.5, and my whole ruler is 4.5. So Violet came home last night, which is super nice. I think she was not homesick, but still looking forward to being home. She's got long weekends now. Her job in Salt Lake is giving them off Fridays. I don't know if they just don't have enough for them to do or what it is. But she had a nice long weekend, so we were like, oh, why don't you come home? It's a nice option. It's funny because I used to think growing up on the East Coast and growing up in New England, and then I need a 4.5 by 6.5. 4.5 by 6. Oh, it works. Growing up in New England, I mean, you can like in 5 hours get through like, all of New England. It's like small. So, but being out west, everything's so much bigger, right? Still, she's in Salt Lake, and it takes about 7 hours for her to drive there from our house. And you go, oh, that's totally like doable. It doesn't seem too far. Whereas 7 hours back east, I used to be like, oh my God, it's 7 hours. Like, you gotta fly. Out west, you drive. Okay, and then we need one more piece or two more pieces. One that's 3.5 by 2.5. 3.5 by 2.5 and 2 by 3. So 3.5 by 2.5. I'm just going to cut that down, and the other one is 2 by 3. Although I don't like it when they drive that far by themselves. It makes me nervous. I'm like, my babies. Where's my little itty bitty stripology? My big. It's so little, I can't find it. Here it is. Okay, so one of them is 3 inches. Because why do you want to grab the biggest one when you have this little one? Clean it up. Clean it up. Done. And the other one is 3.5. All right, next. Oh, we did all our fat 8s. Fat quarters, please. All right, so 8.5 by 6.5. So we could also like fold it, right? And this is 18 inches. So why don't we go 8.5 this way? And then we'll go 6.5. Perfect. Clean up my 6.5. Now I'm going to cut this down to my 8.5. There are my 2 cuts. And then we need, these are going to be 5.5 by 3s. 5.5 by 3s. That's going to be 9 inches. 9 inches by 5.5. Five and a half by 3s. that right? Yes, 9 inches. 5.5. Line that up, or actually we can take it right to there. And 3, 3, and 3. All right, black dot is done. Let's do orange pumpkin. Orange pumpkin, we've got a 4.5-inch strip. Looks like it's going this way, so we might as well cut this off, and then we'll cut it down. This is 4.5 inches. So let's clean up that edge first. Actually, I'm off a little bit. Okay, here we go. Four and a half. And now we're going to cut these down. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just leave it folded over, and these are going to be 3-inch. We have a selvage over here too. So let's make sure we cut that selvage off. You don't want that icky selvage in there. Then we need 6, so we're just going to go. Oh, you know what? I don't know if that got the whole selvage. Let's move it over a little bit more. Okay, 3. Look at it one more time. 3, 6, 9. Make sure you start on the selvage end, because then you get a big folded piece on the other end that you can use for something else. But there are our pieces. We need 8.5 by 8.5. 8.5. 8.5. Yes, I'm going to go with my black numbers, and I'm not going to cut it 8 by 8.5 like I did that last piece. That was no fun. What was I thinking? Was not thinking. Was still waking up. I'm still, so last night, it's like, I feel crazy. I either can't fall asleep or I can't stay up. And then, so last night, I don't know why I couldn't fall asleep. You know what, how, you know when you miss the sweet spot? You miss that window? I somehow missed the window. And then, I quarantined in Violet's room when I came home with COVID. So, I had to do all the sheets and do all of that to get ready for baby girl. 5 inches. We can do it right here. 5 by 7. 5 by 7. We have a 5 by 7 cut right here. I don't think you have to see that close up, do you? You don't need to. So I've done the sheets. Patrick literally does like 99% of the laundry. And he told me throw in the sheets and then he'll put them in the dryer. And so when I went down last night, they were still in the washer. So I had to do his job. Had to do Patrick's laundry job. Just kidding. Okay, and this one is 6.5 by 6.5. And then I was kind of excited. I was like, should I stay up and wait? Oh my goodness. I was watching, don't hate me because I watch stupid TV, but I was watching Love is Blind Brazil. Don't know why I like those shows, but I do. I do not think Love is Blind. It's blind until they meet each other. Love is blind until they actually meet each other and they see each other. Okay, square ruler, 10.5 by 10.5. I've never gotten into The Bachelor. Sage always watches The Bachelor. She was like, when you fly in, we're going to watch The Bachelor. And I've never watched that show. Or I never got into it. I try to watch Golden Bachelor. Because sometimes I go, am I too old? Why am I watching these shows? Am I like too old and creepy? What's wrong with me? I was an MTV girl for like so long, and then finally I like aged out. I was like, I can't be watching this anymore. 3 by 5.5. Three by 5.5. I think I just love the idea of love. And falling in love and all of that stuff. I just think it's so much fun. 3 by 5.5. Fat quarter over there. And this one, we've got a lot going on here. So we need 3-inch, and then we're going to cut it down. 3 inches. Then cut it down. Always just, you need to line up your line with the folded edge. My folded edge is down here this time. Doesn't matter if it's up or down, but always line up before you do your cuts. Line up with the folded edge. Oop, and with the 0. And what did I need? I needed a 3-inch cut, and then we're going to cut it down. Okay, 3-inch cut. Let's cut it down. We need a 7, a 5, a 4. Clean up that one edge. 7, 5. And then we need a 4 and a 2.5. Did I say that right? A 4 and a 2.5. Yes. All right, and now we have to do this part here. So I need it 8.5 by 8.5. Oh, you guys are talking. Oh, I heard somebody talking about Paxlovid. Okay, was that not like a miracle drug? I was just getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And then I took Paxlovid, and it was like, oh my God. It was, I don't want to say instant relief. It wasn't instant relief, but the sicker part stopped. And does everyone get Paxlovid mouth? Where it tastes so horrible? Like, that was pretty gross. I'm the type of person that gags just on toothpaste. So that Paxlovid mouth was like pretty nasty. Okay, 8.5. And then we need 6.5. Let's see if this one is. Whoop, not quite big enough. but I was so thankful for that. I was so thankful to be able to take that. I'm so sorry if you're making comments and I'm like not replying back. If you have questions or something, I can't see. It's on the phone and it stays up for just like a couple of seconds and then it disappears. So I'm not able to kind of see those. All right, so we need 2 inches by 1.5, and then this is 2.5 inches. So I'm going to do my 2.5 inches first. And I was like, of course I got COVID because I was running around on the subway, going everywhere, doing everything. But, you know, when you go to the restaurants in Korea, they have like little wet towels. So you like wipe your hands down. It wasn't like I was sanitizing. It probably should have been. Okay, and then we need 4.5 and 1.5. But I mean, you're dealing with like humanity there. There's like so many people. Okay, 4.5 and then 1.5 should be 6. I saw very few people coughing. I saw very few people that looked outwardly sick. But I wonder if this piece is big enough. Let's see. The people that I did see that were sick, I mean, everyone that I did see that was coughing was wearing a mask. But you know, you touch stuff. It's like impossible not to touch stuff. And what are we doing? 2 inches? Let's do our 2 inches first. 2 inches. We got our 2 inches. I wonder if it's going to make a difference. I have a little bit of selvage in there. I wonder what these are for. So 1.5 and 3. So I got a little bit of those little dots in there, but I think it's going to be fine. I'm just going to use it. And that's done. What do we have left? This one. 10.5 by 6.5. And 10.5. So let's go 6.5, 19. Or I'm sorry, we have, that should be 15 inches. We can go this way. Let's cut our 10.5 inch piece and then we're going to cut it down. I mean, I'm so sheltered at the store. I mean, I see a lot of people there, but I don't really go out that much. So I don't have a lot of opportunities to get sick. And I was so vigilant while I was going through treatment. I was so vigilant about wearing a mask and washing my hands. And now I think, oh, look at me. I can just do whatever I want. Yeah. And plus I'm in Asia and like there's people from all over traveling. So we're going to do, and I could do my big one, but I'm just going to lay this one down. We're going to do 6.5 first. Clean up one side, clean up the other side. And then 8.5. Might as well, because that edge is all cleaned up. We're just going to do this 8.5. All right. I think, oh wait, one more. The black one. All right, we've got 5.5 and we've got a whole bunch of strips. So let's go ahead and do our 5.5 first. I was so careful before I went. I mean, I didn't even, poor Patrick and I, because he went from being sick. I came home from being sick. I was like, I haven't even hugged you or anything. I hadn't even hugged in like a month because I was gone for 2.5 weeks. All right, here we go. Now we're going to cut these down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 of these. So I just need 3. 3 cuts. And they're 2 inches? Yep. 2, 4, 6. Those are these little guys right here. And then I have 5.5 inches by 4 and 3. I think this will be enough. Four, 3. Yep, look twice. Do I need any itty bitties? Is this? Nope. This is 1.5 inches. No. Okay, now I need the ones up on top, the 2.5s, and this is a 2. This is a 2.5. Let's do the 6.5 by 8.5 first, and then see what we have left over here, and we'll use that. 6.5 by 8.5. Six and a half by 8.5. And then this is, let's cut these down. I need a 3.5. 3.5 by, or let's do the, what do we need? 3.5 by 3. Oh, I should have just done 3.5. That's 3.5 by 3. Got it. Toss it. We need 3.5 by 2.5. And a 2 by 4.5. We'll go here. Or let's do 2 inches. 2 inches by, so that's 7.5. Let's do this. I'll cut this one down. 2 inches. And I need three 2.5s. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I need, oh, I shouldn't have picked that up. I need the 2 by 4.5. Oh, should have just done that one, but it's okay. By 4.5. And I think I'm done. I think I got all of those. All right. Last pieces. I have this right here, which looks like 8 inches by 2.5, 2.5. So let's go ahead and we'll cut all of these down to their 2.5s, and then we'll trim them on either side for the 8s. And we'll make sure we're on the rotating mat. And that way we can just pick up our ruler and just place it again. So these are all 2.5s. So remember, you've got your square marking. So I can just look down here for square, 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 square. Or you can do the math. Square and square. going to turn this, and then we'll cut these down to, what are they? 8s. Three, 4, trash. And then we need one more 3 by 5.5. What's this? What is this piece right here? That is, looks like right here. So you have a whole bunch of 5.5 by 2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think stacking on top would be better, don't you? So if we did 5.5 this way. Do we have lots of extra? We have extra. Okay. 5.5. And then we're going to cut these down into 2s. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. That does not look like... 1, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, we're a little shy on that very top one. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you see that? Let's see what it's for and see if it's going to make a difference. Those are... Oh, you know what that's for? That's for the flip and fold that I don't even think I'm going to really do. But that's for this, right? Plaid block. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. If not, we have plenty of more fabric. And now I need my 8 by... We need our 8.5 inch. I'm going to go ahead and cut that 8.5 inches right now. What is that? I need my bigger ruler. Oh my God. This ruler is a dream. If you don't have this, the 8.5 by 18.5, it is like so fantastic. Okay, so this is 8.5 in width. I'm just going to lay it down and just cut, and then we'll cut them down. Put your ruler on that fold before you cut. And I do have to flip my fabric. And what do we have here? We've got to go 8.5, 10.5, 8.5. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to trim this up. I'll do a stripology because I have two 8.5s. So let's cut those first. There are my two 8.5s because I doubled over my fabric. And now I need one 10.5. Check your measurements. Those are done. And this looks like binding strips. Let's make sure first. Because I'll cut my binding strips, but I'm not going to cut my borders. Okay, binding. Ties. Oh, did I mess that up? I think I did. It's okay. This right here, 2.5 inches. I do this with my stripology, but you have to be careful. Yeah, I think my ties, I might have messed that up. All right. Alrighty. 2.5 inches. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, 4, 5. You got one left. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the ties, I think. Oh, that's what these were, right? I think we did them right. These, I think, are the little ties right down here. Guess what? My fabric pile is finito. I'm going to put away some rulers, clean some stuff up, and then you do need that stripology ruler. They are like, they're just the best. They're just absolutely the best. These are all my scraps, and what I'm going to take with my scraps is I'll piece them together and make the backing for my quilt. And I love using all the different odd shapes. What I really love is I love throwing in a block. Like if I make a mistake and I have a block that, I don't know, I miscut or something like that, it goes into the back. And it looks so cute when there's something special back there. You might want to make like a special block that goes into the back. You might want to make a 4 square. You might want to make, I don't know, a pinwheel or something to throw in the back. It just makes it look a little more interesting, or do an extra embroidery to throw into the back. That way you don't have all of these leftover pieces. I don't know about you guys, but it drives me crazy to just have so many leftover pieces, although there have been times where I've needed that, where there was extra fabric left over and I miscut something or did something wrong, and I'm like, thank goodness I had extra. So I'm just going to put these in a little pile, and then some night what I'll do is I'll throw this little piece in there too. Some night I'll just put on a good show, and I'll just sit here and just piece and press and put together my back. And then they always make me happy. And then I don't have all these extra scraps everywhere. So. And I try not to let it sit for too long because then I become demotivated, unmotivated, less motivated. How can you not be motivated to put these together? They're so cute. And you can throw in some purple. Purple. What purple are we going to use? Put those to the side. We are going to put the Shape Flex backing on. So I'm going to take these rulers. I'm going to put them away for the most part. We will use some of these again to cut it apart. But let me go ahead and put away my rulers. It's going to take me a couple minutes, so if you need a potty break, take it now. Feels like the weekend to me because I didn't have to go to the store this morning, although I will get into the store this afternoon. Little Miss Poppy's out there. Do you hear her? Woo! Darn it. Just went down behind my cut table, and it is a pain in the butt to move my cut table. Not gonna lie. Okay, heat up that iron again. Get your cutting mat out of the way. You don't want to press on your cutting mat. Here are my pieces. Oh, you know what else we need to cut? Is we need to cut our, what's the word I'm looking for? Our batting. And did you see I made you like a little list for your batting to make it easier for you to cut? I did. That's something new. I'm like, you know, we're ever evolving at E1. Get this out of the way. We'll do our batting in just a minute. So if I were you and you just love doing Kimberbell, I would get a bolt of Shape Flex. And what I like to do is I like to roll this out. And I also have a little bin of extra pieces. Let me grab that. So this is where I put my extra little goodie pieces. There's actually some big pieces in here. Like, what's this? Let's use that first. But I will roll this out. Anytime they have extra at the store, I'm like, put it in my bag. You want bumpy side up. That's the side with the adhesive. You want to spread it out and grab any, like, how did that yellow thread get there? And then we're going to lay down our background pieces. So don't cut your background pieces. Just lay them down on here. I like to go in with my highlighter. And I highlight all the background pieces. So that way I know which ones I'm going to cut. And they're usually the bigger pieces. So here we go. Keep calm background. Itsy bitsy problem background. Fright night background. So I'm just looking for that word background. And sometimes you're going to see some pieces that it wants you to, we'll see you, CJ. Sorry, he's trying to read some comments that I saw pop up. Da-da-da-da-dun. And you also want to put Shape Flex on the pieces, the embroidery pieces, where you're going to get some shadowing through. And that's why you kind of have to go through the book too. Potion. Background, background. All right, we're going to grab these pieces first, and then we'll look through the book. So is there batting behind each block? Yeah, so there is going to be batting behind each block. And I think that in those part of the instructions come in like the quilting part. So when you get the quilting bundle, I think that's where it is. I could be giving you misinformation. But let's grab this. But I did put it, it's also going to be in the spreadsheet. So I printed this off this morning. And in the spreadsheet, you need fuso for homes. I had to also order heavyweight tearaway because you aren't doing block by block quilting. You did heavyweight tearaway. Oh, I get it. I get it because you're not putting the batting in. So you need something to embroider on. Interesting. Okay, that's good to know. Here I put all your batting sizes in. So this is going to have batting size. And the batting size is the same size as the quilting design. So if it's a 4x6 quilting design, that's going to be your batting size. Do you see how it's all the same? And then on the very back, the very end of it, I went through and I did a batting cutting guide. So here's all of the pieces. Hopefully I did it right. If there's ever a mistake, just send me a little note, and please don't be mad because I am a very imperfect person. But I went ahead and did a little tally and then put it together so you have a little cutting guide right here. So you don't have to go, oh, cut a 4x6, a 2x4. You can just look at your cutting guide and just cut according to that. That's a new thing that I just added in. Okie dokie. And if you're watching this and you're not part of the Pumpkins and Potions group where I sent you an email, then you can email me. Or I think I put this on Facebook. It should be in the Facebook group under files. All right, let's grab our pieces. So we have, let's grab these. And a lot of times, like I said, they're just going to be the larger pieces. So we have this. This is the 8.5 by 10.5. And then we have two 8.5 by 8.5 done here. Now we need this one here. I can see it. Here's the big bad boy. For the black, it looks like we only have an 8.5 by 6.5. And that looks like this. Another thing I'll do is I'll keep a ruler here. So if I get confused, I can put this on here and go, okay, that is 6.5 by 8.5. Yes, that's the piece I need. Okay, so I'm pulling aside the pieces that are going to get the shape flex on them right now. Now I need this one, a 6.5 by 8.5. Six and a half by 2 of those. Got them. Nothing here. Right? Oh no, I had one. This long one. Or no, it's a big one. 8.5 by 8.5. Got it. And this I have 6.5 by 6.5. 8.5 by 8.5. Okay. And both of these. So a 6.5 by 10.5 and 8.5 by 10.5. And this one is an 8.5, and that is this right here. Okay, flip, flip, flip. So we have a 6.5, two 6.5 by 8.5s, plaid, two 6.5 by 8.5s, and cash. We have 4.5 by 6.5. That's this puppy here, and 4.5 by 12.5. Okay, this one, 8.5 by 8.5 of that, and this one, 6.5 by 10.5. All right. Okay, that should be all the background, but now we're also going to look through the instructions. Because what I've learned is sometimes they want you to stabilize all of your, so I like to look through here because it'll say iron fusible backing to the wrong side, and it'll tell you. So this one is just background fabric. Background. Ooh, see, like this one? Iron fusible to the wrong side of all fabrics. So I already pulled my background. Now I need the spider fabric, which is just the black, and it should be a 2 by 2.5 inch piece. And I go, do I really need that? Because it's black. Okay, we'll just follow instructions. 2 by 2.5. 2 by 2.5. All right, let's do it. It is a little thin, like you can kind of see my hand through it, right? This one, wrong side of all fabrics. So we're going to need the black 2.5 by 2.5. We can find it. Not seeing it. I see lots of 2.5 by 2s. Okay, keep looking, Jeannie. It'll turn up. Is this? Nope. Okay, we'll find it in a minute. But the pumpkin 1 and 2 is 4.5 by 2.5. Is this 4.5 by 2.5? Nope, that is 4 by 3. 4.5 by 2.5. This looks like it. Yes, 4.5 by 2.5. Okay, there's my pumpkin, but I still need to find this black fabric here, which is 2.5 by. Let me make sure it's not a different fabric. Pumpkin 3. I could be looking for the wrong thing. Yeah, I don't see it right there. Oh, nope, that is it. Jack-o'-lantern, and it's 2.5 by 2.5. Maybe I miscut. Okay, I'll keep looking for that. Just keep in mind, I need to find my 2.5 by 2.5. Alrighty, so those are the pumpkins. This one, all fabrics. So the label is 6.5 by 6, which I think is probably going to be this. That looks like 6.5 by 6.5. 6.5 by 6.5. Let's make sure that didn't go to something else. And maybe I just miscut. Better bigger than not big enough. Real spirits. There is nothing else quite that size, so this must be it. Just go ahead and use it. That was the label. Real spirits. Got silk. Just the, oh, fusible the wrong side, all fabrics. The spider is 2 by 2.5. That's one of these itty bitties. So we know that for sure. Keep calm. Background only. Oh, these videos, they automatically get posted when I'm doing them YouTube Live. I have no control. Even if I didn't want. That's why there's like 3 other ones of me trying to get on this morning where I was failing. That was me trying. So do I not have the white polka dot? Oh, I already pulled that one. So the circle and the applique of all fabrics. See, this is where if I was like filming not live, I would hit the pause button, be like, where did I put that? But we're live. Okay, so I should have a 6 by 6 circle. Maybe I didn't cut that. Okay, so I'm looking for a 2.5 by 2.5 and a 6 by 6 circle. So we'll come back to that one. So I know 2 things I'm looking for. Let me just make sure it didn't stick to these. Nope. Okay. All right, two things I'm looking for. This is to the wrong side of the background and the ghost fabric. And the ghost fabric looks like, what is the ghost fabric? Not that. Is the ghost fabric from the embellishment kit? Ghost. He's ghost 1. So it's just the royal icing. And let's see what size he is. Ghost 1 is 4 by 5.5, which looks like this. 4 by 5.5. Yep, that's that. Oh, there's gauze over him. That's why he looks like that. He looks textured. And the other one right here we have to do background and ghost fabric. The ghost fabric here is 5 by 8, and that's going to be this guy right here, 5 by 8. Stitch and Spell cauldron. The cauldron is 3.5 by 3. Hi, Miss Poppy. That is too big. What size is this? That is 4 by 5.5. This is 3 by 5.5. So I need a 3.5. Oh, here we go. Nope. That is 3.5 by 2.5. I'm looking for 3.5 by 3. Stitch and Spell cauldron. 3.5 by 3. That is 3 by 3.5. Here's my cauldron. Found it. Okay, next. Chandelier. All fabrics. 2 by 4.5. I need a 2 by 4.5. This looks like it. 2 by 4.5. Okay. That is my chandelier. And then this one we need, but I did buy the fat quarter, just about everything for the embellishment with the gut. Yeah, I think you could totally use cheesecloth, or, well, I think you want it to be pretty loose looking. So if you have like a really loose looking cheesecloth, I think that would work. Cheesecloth I have is more fabric like. So you can go and buy like gauze at like Joann's and stuff. They usually have something like that. Okay, so I need my circle, which is 5 by 5. That's this. Yep. 5 by 5, and the 31, which is 3.5 by 2.5. And let's make sure we have the right fabric for the 31. I think it's going to be the royal icing. Nope. Oh yeah, it is royal icing. 31. So we need 3.5 by 2.5. Should be the lighter. You've got coconut cream, which is like, do you see the difference? It's creamier. So this should be it. 3.5 by 2.5. Yep. Okay, Fright Night. Background only. Wrong side. And the stand. Stand looks like it's orange. And it's 3 by 2.5. Not seeing it. Okay, here. 3 by 2.5. 2.5 by 3. There we go. Candle. Background, candle, and melted wax. So the candle, I'm guessing, is this. The melted wax is that the royal icing? Melted wax. Here we go. Candle 1. So we need the 2 by 1.5s. Here is a 2 by 1.5, and I think I'm going to need 2 of those. So you might as well find the other one right now. Here's our melted candle. So I'll just grab one for the first one. All right. And wrong side of candle and melted wax again. Here is our melted wax. Our candle 2 by 3. 2 by 3. Did I cut 2 of those? 2 by 3. 2 by 2.5 and 1.5 by, is that right? Okay, what is the candle? Yeah. I don't remember. I don't even remember cutting that. Like I was in a trance. Oh, I did though. Here it is. There are my 2 candles. And label, background. So the label looks like this. Is this 2.5 by 3.5? I think so. Oh, no. This is 2 by 3, which have something else. Here. Yes, 2.5 by 3.5. Okay. So the label, background, and bottle fabric. So the bottle fabric looks like, I don't even know what the bottle fabric is. Bottle fabric. So I think they mean bottle and bottle cap. Do they? And the bottle. No, just the bottle. They would say bottle cap. What is the bottle? Let's see what the bottle fabric is. Bottle. Potion. Bottle 1. Bottle. That's bottle cap. Bottle cap. Bottle cap. Potion bottle 3 bottle. This is potion bottle 1. Potion bottle 1. Here. Potion bottle 1 bottle. It's the light gray polka dot. Is it this guy? 3 by 5.5? That is it. That was potion bottle 1 bottle. Just making sure. You'd never guess that that's what's behind this, right? Potion bottle 1 bottle. That's it. Potion bottle 2. Wrong side of just the background fabric. Done. Or pulled aside. Potion bottle 3. Label and bottle fabric. Label is 2.5 by 2.5 of potion bottle 3 label. Royal icing. And I think it's this guy. 2.5 by 2.5. Yes, sirree. That's it. I just measured it. My ruler's like sitting right there off screen, but you can kind of see. And then I need potion bottle 3. We need the bottle. Look for cheesecloth at the store. A gauze bandage. Yeah, you could do that. So here's my bottle for potion bottle 3, which I think was here. And it's going to be this. And this is 3 by 5.5. My last piece left, so it's got to be that. And that looks like the right measurement. Okay, we're still working on it. When you're piecing in the hoop, do not put any shape flex on that. It makes it super thick. Oh, poor baby. Hang on. Poppy's little thing went underneath. Did it go under here? Oh, I see it. No, I don't see it. What do you want under there? There's nothing there. Oh, is that a ball? Is this what you want? Whoops, sorry. Okay, nothing on these. 4 patch, nothing on the 4 patch. What's this? Notes. Nothing on the plaid block, which I may or may not be doing. Felt bats. We're not worried about that. And that should be it. Okay, now there were 2 pieces I was looking for. I was looking for the white with polka dot And then I was also looking for a black piece. I think it was 2.5 by 2.5, right? So if I can't find those, I'm going to cut them. Normally I would pause the video, but we're going live. So now you see, like, okay, she didn't cut everything. Yeah, I didn't. Or she miscut, which is also something I could have done. And these are the rest of my pieces. I'm just stacking them so I can see if anything got stuck here. Doesn't appear to be so. So, the two pieces I need were, let me get my, I need the polka dot, the white with the polka dot. I need this 6 by 6. So let's cut that. And then I needed this must be it. No, this one, 2.5 by 2.5. So those are the two pieces that I need. I need this right here. And then the black. And both of those need shape flex on it. Where did I put that big old, I don't know where I put the roller. So we'll just use this rotary cutter. 6.5. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to not be doing this on Monday, but I'm going to do something else on Monday. Because we need to get those other ones done. No UFOs allowed. 2.5 by 2.5. 2.5, 2.5. Okay, now we should be set and ready to go. Let's go ahead and we are going to adhere this to our shape flex. And now that I laid all my fabric on here, look at the big mess I made. Meaning, now there's all these threads on here that we got to get rid of. So something really good to have in your sewing room is a lint roller, right? Because then I could just get all those, but of course I don't have one. Oh, I do. I do have one right here, like right next to me. I just never thought I could be really that prepared. This is a trigger for Momo. If he sees me lint rolling, he wants to fight the lint roller. He like attacks it and tries to bite it. What's wrong with dogs? Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and lay this out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here so it's out of the way. And you are putting wrong side to the wrong side of your shape flex. I'm going to grab my bigger pieces first. And things that make your shape flex adhere better is going to be moisture. So I do have a spray bottle that just has water in it. And when I lay this down, I like to have like I'd say like 1/8 of an inch in between. Do you see that? And that's where I'm going to go ahead and cut. I'll cut my pieces apart right there. And I just play with it to lay it out the best I can. Like I might go this direction instead. We have a lot of small pieces that I can put kind of on the ends though. If I go over and off a little bit, I'm okay with that too. Travel. Thanks. You could go up into the selvage too. Why not? You're not going to see that, and that's all going to get cut off. So maybe I'll go up a little bit more. That stuff's going to get cut off. Except remember, I have that one piece where I cut 8 inches by 8.5 instead of 8.5 by 8. You know what I'm talking about. And then if you go off a little bit, ooh, that's too much. But if I go off like 1/2 inch, I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it because we're gonna use that for some of these itty bitty pieces. I hate having UFOs. Like, what are these? Is there anything that can fit down here? These gonna go way off. That's gonna go way off. We don't want that. And the other thing you need to do is make sure there's no, look at that. You see that dark thread? That will totally shadow through. So make sure, especially on the light pieces, before you like adhere those down, check them. Like this. I consider that light. Okay, how about this? Is that better? Oh, look at that. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay, now you know you got it. All right, and then I have a whole bunch of those little itty bitties that could go down here. No, it's okay. So you might lose a little bit. Don't worry about that. I brought a spray bottle home to put water in. Hang on, let me put some water in it. This is brand new, but Poppy decorated it for me. Do you like it? She personalized it because she was like, Mommy, I want you to have something nobody else will have. But it still works. Like, I literally just brought this home. And sometimes she will come down. Oh, God, it hurts. It hurts. The prickly stuff hurts. Okay, this might go in the trash can. I don't worry about this being perfect right now because I'm going to press it one more time. Do not get your iron on the Shape Flex. It will get gunky stuff all over. And I'm watching and making sure that the iron is not getting set onto the Shape Flex. So that's kind of how I started. And like thinking about it in retrospect, I probably would have bumped that down a little bit and not gone all the way up there. So once I cut it apart, I'm going to press it one more time. So don't worry about it being perfect. Make sure there's not too much space in between them because like I said, if there's like an 1/8 of an inch, I mean a 1/16 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, you can go right over it. It doesn't do anything to your iron. But if you have more than that, it can. Okay, so now we're just going to fold this up. And plus, you don't want to iron it too well just in case because we're going to press it from the back side. And if you're on the back side, then you can really see if there is like some thread that got sandwiched in between. You might be pulling it apart. All right, we're going to do this. Maybe these will go down better. What do we have on here that'll fit? Anything? Perfect. So just fill in that space. I'm okay if it's hanging over the tiniest bit. Those are for applique. I'll just move it over a little bit. And you know what? That's going to be pretty much good enough for me. Best I can do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and press these down now. And like I said, don't get the iron full on that shape flex. And I just do the best I can with it. I use up as much as you can of it. So we'll press everything, then we'll cut everything apart. All right, let's put this to the side. Now we'll get out our roll, our true roll. And we'll unroll it. Although I have this. Look at this is in my bin. Why not use this up? Maybe it's the perfect size. Is it? It's hanging off a little bit more than I'd want it to. So we'll just leave it. I'll just use the very bottom of this. Even like the light threads will kind of shadow through. So just pick off anything that's under there. Sometimes with like long strips like this, I'll use those strips. And I'll use those strips as a and I'll layer them. But you can only do that on the dark fabrics. Otherwise, if you layer leftover pieces, that shadows through too. You just don't want any shadows. Okay, put these on here. Use it all up. Don't throw away your scraps. And again, I'm not worried about doing like a fantastic job right now because you are going to press it one more time. I have any other little skinnies? Nope. Those are a little bit thicker. I'm not going to use those. Okay, I'm going to press these down. Okay, let's put that to the side, and then this is all we have left right here. I panic when I like don't have a roll of shade flax. It's like one of those products that you have to have because you'll use it for other things too. You'll use it for sometimes it's just like a stabilizer that you're gonna put in a bag. The first time I ever used it was when I did an Amy Butler bag, and she had you put, I want to say like 2 or 3 layers that she had you adhere on. I did like the market bag or something like that. I was like, oh, what is this stuff? This is fun. Yeah, sometimes you're going to be playing around with it. Just to get the perfect fit. And that's okay. Check that. Make sure you don't have anything hidden behind there, making it icky. And just put that one there because I think I've got like a 1/4 inch off, but that's totally going to be fine. I'm going to snug these up a little bit more. Get this up here. Okay, that's good to me. This to me is more of a press because you don't want to like push these around too much until they adhere. Ooh, got my iron down there a little bit. Ooh, did you see that? That moved it over. All right, we're ready to cut these apart. And then we're going to press them one more time from the back. Okay, I like to grab my 4.5 by 18.5. You're going to take your mat, whoops, slide it under, and we're going to start cutting away. And if you want to use your ruler, great. If not, sometimes I free cut. If you don't feel like you're steady enough to do that, then definitely use the ruler. I'll use the ruler because it's also quicker sometimes too. It's not quick if you can't find your rotary cutter. There it is. Here we go. And just turn it any way you want. And now we're just going to cut all of these apart. And whether or not you want to keep these little extra pieces, it depends on how big they are. Sometimes I'll keep them. Sometimes like these, I'll probably just throw away. But if they were a little bit bigger, I would keep them. And this is how I like to add my shape flex. Because why cut it out twice? Just lay it down and then cut them out apart. It's like your template. And again, we are going to give this one more press because the shape flex is not adhered down really well. And it'll bubble and stuff. So you want to make sure. Hope you're getting lots of sewing done, whatever you're working on. Now the trick is don't lose your pieces. Okay. This, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. I'll leave this on the roll. And we can put this away. And then we don't have to worry about, because I used to just do the background pieces. And then for the, a couple of them, I'd be stitching and be like, okay, you have to have shape flex on all of your, pieces. And I'd be like, oh, darn it, I didn't do that. So now I've started to go through and just make sure I look and see. Like this piece I'll keep that little scrap and it'll go into my shape flex scrap bin. And I tell you right now, it will come in handy. At some point I'll need it. I'll need like some long skinny strip. So don't throw those away, keep them. Don't forget, we're doing one more press. We are not done. First press, you just want good enough. That's going to hold it down. But don't have it more than that because sometimes you have to pull those pieces apart. You don't want to leave your shape flex on like this. Because when we press it, it'll get pressed down to your cutting mat. So big chunks like this, make sure you cut those off. And you don't have to keep this. You can throw it away. But I'll keep it. Ooh. I do a combination using my ruler and just free cutting. Sometimes it's like faster than like having to lay down your ruler. Ooh, see him? He's like all the way under there. Get him out. Get him out before we do our second go around. And get rid of this too. This like fuzzy edge. All right. There we go. There we go. One more time. Press it from the back. Then we're going to cut our batting strips and we will be ready to group and organize. So now I'm going to take these, flip them over to the right side. This is just what I do. And as I flip them over, I'm going to inspect too. If I find something on a darker fabric, I'm not going to be too worried about it. But this, do you see that? I don't like that. Maybe put duct tape on it. Oh, yeah, right? I can't just throw that away. I just brought it home. She's evil. Okay, I do not like, and sometimes I don't worry about it if it's like closer to the edge and I'd already adhered it down really well, but you don't want those orange threads in there, especially if it's like in the center, because you are going to see that. Near the edge, you can kind of give or take, right? She's evil. She's evil, but so sweet. See, look how not well this is adhered. It's like not even close. I know. Let's do some tape on it right now because it hurts. It's like painful. I mean, look at that. See how it's like pokey? That'll help. I can't even tell you how much stuff she has destroyed. I mean, okay, good thing I bought this at wholesale. I'll have to make something for this, like a little sleeve that goes on the end. Okay, there we go. Oh, that doesn't hurt at all. Fixed. I always think it's so funny how this all curls up. It's like it's alive. All right, we're going to give it one more press, and then these are done. And look, I don't have shape flex all the way to the edge of my fabric, but I'm not worried about it. And you can, one more time from the front, one more time from the back, whatever, however you want to do it. But this is your final chance to really get that shape flex adhered really well. You just don't want bubbles in between. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. I can't even tell. You have to look at it really closely sometimes because with the royal icing, because it's so close. It's not, I mean, it's a lot of work prepping for these, but it's so worth it. So worth it to just be ready to grab and go. So, okay, we'll do this. Then we're going to go ahead and cut our batting pieces, and then we'll group. We'll group and label. Oh, that still doesn't fit. Look at that. I don't know. I put it over there. I was like, oh, that doesn't feel right. And if it's the very, very edge, that's okay. But you really want it stuck down well in the center. And I think that's better. Take your time. The more time you put into the front end, the less you have to put into the back end. And the more time you put into stuff like this, the better quality end result you're going to have. Okay. These to the side. Here we go. Let's lay these out. Look for dark threads in between. Pull them out if you see them. And if you have a dark thread in between this, who cares? That doesn't make a difference. Because the fabric's dark and you're not going to see that shadowing through. But you got to catch those dark threads on something like this. Sometimes I'll get a little bit of adhesive on my iron, but for the most part, I don't put water in my iron. I just use it in a spray bottle, something like that. You can kind of feel it. Like I feel like I'm totally not adhered in a couple spots still. It feels like right here. On your Shape Flex, it says the instructions. Have you ever read them? It says, that's in Espanol. 10 to 15 seconds. Cover with thin, damp press cloth with iron at wool steam. Oh, I never knew that part. Here's wool and silk. Wool steam. Press firmly for 10 to 15 seconds. Repeat, lifting and slightly overlap iron until all interfacing is fused. Steam press on right side. I don't steam press. Well, because I'm using the water on there. But if you want, you could steam press it, but I never do. Because like I said, I don't put water in my iron. Now you know the true instructions for Shape Flex, but I always use moisture. That's a lie. I often use moisture. (10 to 15 seconds). So you need time and you need moisture. Those are the two things that will make your Shape Flex stick. Might give one more press from the front side. Did you see that? I got a pucker right down there. I don't know if I can get that out. There we go. I can give that a little press too. So pay attention to things like that. I don't want that. Here we go. Hi, Princess. Oop, that just doesn't feel totally adhered. Are you guys bored to tears? This is the price of beauty. And I'm talking beauty of a finished project. Sometimes there's a little pain for gain. And we got to go through the steps. But this is what we do so that our quilt looks amazing in the end. I bet some of you are like, I don't do all that. There are times that I cut corners. And I'm like, well, it came out great anyways. Like the black. If it was me, I don't know if I would have. It's probably going to be better that way. I don't know if I would have like put the shape flex on all the black pieces. Because it's going to be fine without it. But let's just do it right. Pops. No barking. All right. Hopefully this is the last go of it. Let's see. We might have 2 more rounds. That's it. Okay, this is it. Last group. Is that a pucker? Okay, I'm going full on heat. I'm going back to cotton. It's hotter, right? It's SF101 and you have to get it separately. Yeah, and we do the SF101. If you ever buy a bolt from us, I want to say it comes 25 yards and we do it at 30% off. So if you ever need a bolt, just reach out. We usually have them in stock or it might have to be special order. And I think it comes out to be maybe about $100, a little bit over $100. I didn't see other comments, sorry. We've been, let me make sure that, we've been sending Poppy to school on Fridays. Well, they both go to school together on Tuesday, Thursday. And then we only have one go on Wednesday and one go on Friday. And it was supposed to alternate. But for the most part, we've been taking Momo to the store with us because he's better. Even though he's not great at the store, he's better than she is. What is wrong with her? But today we said, because I always feel bad when we go to drop him off and we get Poppy out and then Momo has to stay in the car and then he goes to school, he goes to work, and a lot of times he's in his crate for most of the day. Although most of the time he puts himself in the crate himself. But so today Momo got to go to school and Poppy's here. She's good at the house. She's actually really good. Well, what am I talking about? She is, she's not bad. She'll nap a lot of the day. A lot of the day, if you're here with Momo, he'll cry and whine because he wants attention. She doesn't do that as much as him. Close. We're getting close. I'm sure you guys are like, good, because I'm hungry. Lunchtime. Abby. No. No, baby girl. Yeah. Good girl. Shh. Okay, nope. Get off of me. I hear you. I hear you. Mommy play frisbee with you in a little bit. Not right now, though. Whoop. You ought to wait. No. No sassing. You hear somebody outside, don't you? Uh-oh. Look, I do have a thread right there, but it's on the edge, so I'm not going to pull it out. But, okay, Mama's going to kick you out. Just a couple more. Okay, Pops, wait just a second. She loves just going outside and just laying in the grass. So I'm going to let her out in just a minute. Let me finish these up. Not worried about these dark threads on the back. Those aren't sandwiched in between. I can just kind of pull these off. Oh, I should have cut my batting first, right? Because I put away all my rulers. And we're going to have to drag them out again. It's okay. All right. That is it. That is all the fabric. Let's grab our batting. I keep all my batting scraps. So when I like layer something and I have, you know, an extra 4 inches all the way around, I keep that because I end up using it on projects like this. Hang on, I'm just going to let Pops out. Okay, Pops. No destruction. Go lay in the grass. We're going to get our hand. Oh, wait. Are these more? No, these are ones that I already did. Okay. We are going to get our batting pieces and our handy dandy chart because I put all our batting pieces on here. You still with me? If you've lost steam, don't worry about it. You can finish it later. And I'm going to go ahead and cut. So the first thing I'm going to do is let me cut, I'm going to cut 8-inch strips. Because I can cut my 8x8s and my 6x8s. Or should I do, yeah, I have to do that. Actually, I just need one 8-inch strip. And then I could do 6 inches. So let's see what I have here. What do I have? This looks like this could be 8 inches, doesn't it? Is this old Jeannie hair from when I had long, long hair? Don't have any more? Alrighty. This will be probably my ruler of choice. And a lot of times, ooh, these look like these are already 8 inches. Okay, so let's just cut this down. Actually, that was 8.5. 8.5. I'm going to use my bigger ruler because this gets fluffy now. Or my bigger rotary cut. Nope, that was 8 inches. So I need one 8x8, and then I need a bunch of 6x8s. And I could use my stripology too. So let's cut my 8x8. And sometimes I'll make it a little bit bigger, like 1/8 of an inch bigger or something like that. There's my 8x8. And then I need a whole bunch of 6x8s. And I'm done with my iron, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and put it over here to the side. Six by eights, I need 4 of those. Six by 8. 1, 2. That's it. That's all I got. Here are my 2 6x8s. But I need 2 more, so what do I have here? Let me see what I can cut this down to. I need a whole bunch of 6-inch pieces. What do I have here? So let's fold this over. And you might not see this. I may take this to my other cutting table, so I have a little bit more room. I can fold this over. I'll fold it over. I'm going to need 6-inch pieces, and I'm also going to need, we need a lot of 6-inch. So why don't we just do this? Should I do one more? I'm going to do another cut of that. Might not be perfect. I wasn't checking my my folds. Okay, so I need a 6x8. I need 2 more 6x8s. So I'm going to fold it this way. Okay, here's my 4 6x8s. I want 8x8, and I need 6 6x6s. And you know, batting is kind of malleable. You kind of stretch and pull it a little bit. And that's my 6-inch. And I'm askew a little bit here. That's why I cut it like that. Okay. Here is 2 6x6s. I need 6 of them. So let's get one more. So much easier, right? To have that little chart. And you can just cut according to that. Hopefully I did the chart right. I'm hoping the chart was right for you. Now I need 4x6. I need a lot of 4x6s. So it looks like I need 11 of those. By 6. 2, 4, 6. I might have to adjust this. Here's 6. Two, 4. That's 10. I'll do another, I'm going to just, I'll cut the other one separately. So this is 10, and now I need Those are my 4x6s. I need one more 4x6 and I need two 2x6s. Here's my last 4x6. I need two 8. So here's my last 4x6 and I need two of those. And now I need 4x8s and 4x4s. So let me cut, I'm going to cut a 4-inch strip. Let's cut a 4-inch strip. Where's my batting? Here we go. All right. I need two 4x8s. And I am not a stickler for this being perfect. This doesn't have to be perfect. Here's my 4x8s. So I am on my 4x4s. I need four 4x4s. What do I have left? I have, is this something? I don't even know what this is here. I don't think this is anything. This is a leftover, and this is a leftover too. So I need a 2x10 and a 2x4. So a 2x10 and a 2x4. What's this? Let's cut this into a 2x10. 2x10. That is the wrong. Do you ever do that? Cut the wrong direction? 2x4 and 2x10, which I just did, but I'm just going to continue it up and see. Let's cut it down from here. 2x10. Here we go. Almost cut it from the other end. Here's my 2x10, one 2x10, and one 2x4. And then guess what? We are done. This looks like 2x4. All right. We are ready to group and organize. So let's go ahead. Let's clean up a little bit. I'm going to put away my rulers. Actually, I'm going to leave out, I'll leave out this ruler because sometimes I'm unsure of my sizes and I have to measure one more time. So you want a ruler. I like to have tape, a Sharpie, my folders, and my fabric. And I'm going to lay out my fabric in groups. Not that. If I can find my fabric. Where did I put it? Okay, here we go. And when I say groups, I mean like my creams all together. So I lay it out kind of like that. That way you're not looking through everything to try and find your pieces. That's different. It's coconut cream. Coconut cream, cash, black. This is when I'll find my missing pieces, right? We're like, oh, there you are. Well, don't need you anymore because I recut you. These are my binding strips. Those can get put away. And then here are my pieces with backing on them. That's not the same, right? That's not the same. This is royal icing. This is this. Royal icing, royal icing. Coconut cream. All right, we are almost ready. I mean, this is kind of good enough. All right, I know that looks really messy, but it is totally manageable. And let's go ahead and start grouping. Okay, we are going to start right at the very beginning with Happy Hunt. I'm going to grab one of our little folders. Looks like that's just going to be the background fabric, 8.5 by 6.5. And we'll add embellishments if we need to, but it doesn't look like we need to for this. I grabbed my Sharpie and my tape, my painter's tape. I did grab my Sharpie. There it is. Happy hunting. Next, and we're just gonna, oh, wait, you know what I forgot to put in there? I forgot to put in the batting, and the batting is going to be, if it's 6 by 8, it's 4 by 6. Let me just make sure. Borders, section 1, section 2. Yeah, 4 by 6. We're going to just look at our background pieces and tell from that. So let's grab one of our 4 by 6 pieces. It just goes right on top. And because you have about an inch, inch and a half all the way around. And now that one is done. Because we don't have to go looking for that too. We don't want to. And you can look here too. You'll see the quilt size, and the size of the quilt size is going to be the size of the batting. Itsy bitsy problem. 8.5 by 8.5 looks like this. That means we're going to get a 6 by 6. And that's it. Ooh, what are we going to work on Monday then? Patrick actually has to do a delivery, and I might go with him, delivering some furniture. So maybe I'll keep him company. Okay, this is 4.5 by 6.5. 2 by 4. We need 2 by 4 for this. Can you believe it? Look how itty bitty this is. Boo. Next, spider. Background fabrics is 6.5 by 6.5. This one right here, which is going to be 4 by 4. Grab your fabric, and then there is background fabric, which was 2 by 2.5. And then this is a good time to have your ruler out if you need it. Maybe we'll use the little one here. You can just measure it really quickly and just make sure you have the right piece, which I do. Okay, done. Spider. And I think there's 2, so if you want to put spider section 2, I'm just going to put spider. I'll know. I'll be able to figure it out by looking at it, right? Jack-o'-lanterns. And this looks like the 6.5 by 10.5, and it looks like it's going to be this one. We need the 2.5 by 2.5 that we had to cut, and the 2.5 by, or 2.5 by 4.5 of this. 2.5 by 4.5. I think it's this one. Yep, 2.5 by 4.5. Jack-o'-lanterns. Remember when we used to carve pumpkins? We used like all sorts of knives and horrible things that didn't work. And now they have that like little saw, and it's so good. Real spirits. 10.5 by 10.5. We need that 8 by 8. Whoop. That is how I end up losing fabric. Sticks to this, and then I wouldn't have been able to find it. And we need this 6 by 6.5. And I think that's it. Ooh, he's a little chunky. We're just going to give him a little fold over. And this is Real Spirit. Okay, I have like 3 projects going. I don't know if I'm going to have enough sleeves. Let's see. Got silk, 4.5 by 12.5. Oop, that's not it. We should have something that's long and skinny. It's going to be the quilt design, so it's 2 by 10. We definitely have a 2 by 10. Here it is. 2 by 10, and then 2 by 2.5. Is this 2 by 2.5? This is, yep, 2 by 2.5. Got silk. Keep Calm. Keep Calm is 8.5 by 10.5. So it's going to be this piece of fabric right here. And that's it. Black glitter. I add that stuff later. Gonna have to go to these, which I like too. Nothing wrong with these. Oh, we need our 6 by 8 piece of batting. Keep Calm. Add glitter. Okay. Itsy bitsy batty. We need the 8.5 by 8.5, which means we need a 6 by 6. And then this piece that we had to stabilize, right? And then we need glitter. So we're not going to put that on yet. Little bitty bat. Oop, little bit batty. You'll get it, right? I'll find it. Had that name a little bit wrong. We've got Ghost. Ghost is 6.5 by 8.5. We'll need 4 by 6 for this. And, oops, sorry, we'll need the Ghost overlay and then the Ghost fabric. The Ghost fabric is this, I think, and it's the 4 by 5. Let's just check. 4 by 5.5. Oh, that's right. Nope. Yeah, 4 by 5.5 is right. Add gauze. Ghost 1. Add gauze. Okay, the 3 ghosts. Here's our background. We need 4 by 8. Here's my 4 by 8. And we need the ghost, which I think was this long skinny. No, it's this big one. 5 by 8. And that should be it. Ghost 2. Add gauze. This one we need the 8.5 by 8.5, which means we need a 6 by 6. And the cauldron, which is 3 by 3.5. I'm not seeing, oh, here it is. 3 by 3.5, and then the banner. The banner, did I do the banner? I don't remember doing that. 3 by 6.5. This is the banner, I'm pretty sure. And I did not put shape flex, so I'm going to have to add it to this one. So we'll go ahead and put that to the side, or, you know, I'll put a note on it. Add shape flex. Yeah, I did not pull that one out. More sleeves, please. That was it? Okay, we're going to have to go mini size. Is it wide enough this way? Yeah. We'll figure it out. Okay, so we're going to have to add shape flex to this, and this is Stitch and Spell. We make do. That's what we do. And this tells me, you better be stitching this weekend, Jeannie. And I'll add shape flex to that one piece. Chandelier. Chandelier goes here. 6 by 8. And the chandelier is 2 by 4.5. It's this little guy right here. And I think I'm going to just give this a little turn. It's a little snug this way. But that works. Chandelier. Okay, I won't sing anymore for you. Sorry. Too bad I can't really sing that song. Okay, this one is, uh-oh, background. I don't see it, 8.5 by 8.5. I think I used that. And did I put it in the wrong one? Little bitty baddie. Let me make sure I didn't do the wrong one. Oh, I did. I did. Okay, little bitty baddie should have been this. There we go. Fix it. Sorry. Little bitty baddie. And then this one is the 31. So we need this. We need this little weave fabric over here. We need our batting. And I think that's it. Circle and then, the 31. The 31 is the 3.5 by 2.5. It's this piece right here. We are good to go. Maybe I'll double up on some of these. Like the little bitty baddie. I'm going to put this one in there too. So little bitty baddie and 31 are in the same folder. I'll be able to figure that out. We can double up. Nothing wrong with that. Fright Night. 8.5 by 8.5. 6.5 by 6.5 batting. Tree is 4 by 5.5. And it said only it said that you just needed to put the shape flex on the background fabric only. So this is 4 by 5.5. That's right. Well, maybe the other one only needed background only, right? I'm going to double up this one too. Ghost and Fright Night. What was the one that, no, that was a light color. Yeah, that was light. Frightful Night. Owl. Looks like the owl goes on this. We need our 6 by 6. And we need the stand, which was 3 by 2.5. Stand fabric should have been, yep, here we go. This is 3 by 2.5. Oh yeah, it is. Here's my stand. My owl. You didn't need it for the owl. Here's the owl. And then you do need clear vinyl for this, but this should be all the goodies that you need for that. I'm going to share with, it's almost easier with the ones that go sideways to share. Ghost one, and then this is owl. And we have to add vinyl. Owl. Add vinyl. Candle. Candle, we need one of these. We need our candle, one of these. We need the 2.5 by 3.5, which is the bigger piece. The melted wax, which was 2 by 1.5, those little itty bitties. And the outer flame. Oh, you know what I did? Is the outer flame is going to be this. This is the outer flame. And I did need to put the candle. The candle is going to be black, which I didn't grab. 2.5 by, did I get that right? No, this. I'm not sure what the outer flame and the inner flame is. Let's figure it out. So we have this. Let me put this down. Here we go. This is the wax. I'm not sure what the outer and the inner. I know this goes with it too, but we need the black. And the black is going to be candle. Candle 1, 2.5 by 3.5. And I don't think I shape flex that. And guess what? I'm not going to. 2.5 by 3.5 looks like this. Yes. No. That's 2 by 2.5. I need candle, candle, candle. I'm confused. What do I need? The candle. Candle. 2 by 3.5. We need to find 2 by 3.5. Is this it? That's 3.5 by 2. And yes, this is it. Okay. That's what you need. The black. And I think I was supposed to put shape flex on that, and I didn't. I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to do it. It's going to be fine. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to fold it over. I'm going to drop it in one of these, and this is candle 1. And I was supposed to put the shape flex on the back black. I didn't. I put it on the outer flame, and I'm just going to leave it like that. It'll be fine. Candle 1. All right, next. Candle 2. Candle 2 is this. Now we know the candle is this. 2 by 3. No, that is 2 by 2.5. I need 2 by 3. 2 by 3. 2 by 3. Did I give it to something else? I don't know. I'm just going to use this. I'm going to use this one. I'm just going to throw caution to the wind because maybe I grabbed it the wrong one for the other one. I am going to grab my batting. If I have to recut it, I'll cut it. I have 2 by 2.5. And I think I need 2 by 3. Melted candle wax. Here's my melted candle wax. Outer candle. Here's my outer candle. 1.5 by 2.5. And then we do need yellow glitter, which I don't have right now. So Kimberbell has you cut your pieces pretty large. And so sometimes if it's not perfect, I just make do. Because I'm like, oh, it's going to be fine. You have so much extra fabric. This is candle 2. Potion bottles. Okay. First one's on plaid. 4 by 6 batting. Label is 2.5 by 3.5, and it looks like it's this. So 2.5 by 3.5. And then part B, you need your background fabric. So part B was, what's the background for Potion Bottle 1? Potion Bottle 1 background. There's Potion Bottle 3. Potion Bottle 1 is this. Let me make sure I have the right size. Yes, 3 by 5.5. And then we need the bottle itself and the bottle and the bottle cap. Bottle cap. Potion bottle. Oh, wait. Background. Background for... Okay. Background is this. Right here. It's confusing! Okay, part B. Part B. Background. Wrong, Genie. Background. Bottle. Yes. Background, bottle cap. I think bottle cap's going to be this little guy here, as I'm guessing. Bottle cap, label. This should be right. Okay, gonna go with it. Potion bottle 1. Potion, ooh, spooky. Potion bottle 1. Potion bottle 2. Background. Label. Was I supposed to do the label? No, it didn't say that. Okay. Got scared for a second. Label. 3x4. This is 3x4. Yes. Measure it. 3x4. And then we need the bottle cap. 2x1.5. 2.5. Whoop, that's not right. Let me see my bottle cap for the other one. Bottle cap for the other one was 2x1.5. Okay, this is bottle cap for this one. Okay. Bottle cap for the next one is 2.5. Oh, shoot, that's still not right. Oh, here, this one. 2.5 by 1.5. Bottle cap. Background. Label. And you need vinyl. Okay, this should be good. Potion bottle 2. Potion bottle 2, you're so spooky. You guys prepping with me? Who's prepping too? Hopefully you guys are prepping with me. Potion. You're probably like way ahead of me because you were on at the right time. Unlike some people who couldn't figure their stuff out this morning. All right. Now we need the label. The label's 2.5 by 2.5. Here we go. Yes. Label. Background. Bottle cap. Bottle fabric. 3 by 5.5. This is the bottle fabric right here. 3 by 5.5. Okay. Potion bottle 3. Got you. This is Pumpkins and Potions. Okay, Miss Charlene's prepping with me. Yeah, don't worry if you're not right with me. As long as you get it done. It is not a race. It's a destination, right? Potions bottle 3. We are doing pumpkins and potions, and we're doing the prep. So we're getting everything ready. So when we start stitching next week, we can just grab and go. Oh my goodness. We are in Flying Geese. Flying Geese. We have 2 of them that we're doing. And this is the fabric for 1. So we need 6 of these pieces, right? Got it. And we need 6 of these. Got it. And then the quilting design is 4x6. So you need 2 4x6s, 1 for each one. This one and this one. And then we need our the Flying Geese fabric, which looks like those are 3 by 5.5. So I need 1 of these. What's the other one? Tone on tone, and then the Oh, this one, which I had buried. And then this. I think that's everything. Yep. This is one of your flying geese. Oh, I didn't see that little note. Just disappeared. Sorry. Ask it again. One of these. One of these. And what's that other fabric there? I think it's just black. Could it just be black? 3 by 5.5? Yeah, it is. Okay, here are my flying geese. Flying geese. Here we go. I'm running out. I was just saying how I have three. I have 3 UFOs going on right now. And so a lot of my folders are like my clear pouches are allocated to Hello Sunshine and Quilting Through the Seasons. And no more, Jeannie. It's time to actually get stuff done. I'm not going to pull any more out. I know, right? Let's have somebody organize it. I try to get Patrick to do it, but he's like belligerent. He will not do everything he's told to do. So I need 2 of these, the polka dot. Here we go. There are 2 of the polka dot. You need 1 of this, and then you need 1 of this. This is what you do for your 4 square, okay? Because the black's going to repeat, but you only have, 2 of these and 2 of those, so they're going to get cut down. All right, so this is 4 patch, and your quilting design is, I need a massage, 4x4. So you need 2 4x4s, 1, 2, and then this is your fabric. We're going to be doing some piecing. And this is 4 patch. Four patch. Look at our fabric. It's almost all used up. Doesn't it feel good? We're almost done organizing. Okay, this is the dreaded plaid block. So you need 6 of the black. You need 6 of the coconut cream. And we need 6 of... But I'm telling you, I don't think I'm going to do this. I need 12 of these. That's why we have so many of these. I'm not even going to count them. I'm going to assume they're all there. And I cannot confirm or deny, will I be doing these? I'm thinking that's going to be a big no. Because I have fabric that looks exactly like this. But maybe I'll try it out. Maybe I'll be like, oh, let's check it out. This could be fun. I need 6x6s and the 8s. So did I not cut enough? Let me look at my list. Where's my listy list? Maybe I didn't cut enough. 6x6s. I did 6 of them, and we needed 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't double up on stuff. 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. Wait a minute! I wrote here 6 of those, but we really need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I really messed that one up. Not sure how I ended up with 6 when I needed 9. But let's go ahead and change this to 9. Okay? 9, not 6. I will cut those later and add them. But I'm going to have to add them to my plaid blocks. So I need 2 of those. And I'm going to put a note on here to add 2 6x6s. Sorry! Good thing my life doesn't depend on being perfect. Plaid blocks. I'm going to add 2 6x6 batting. Okay, there should be one more that I'm going to need to add too. And I don't know because, oh my goodness. So I have 2 extra of these. I've got 2 extra of these. One of these. Okay, let me see if something in here didn't get batting. I got it. Bottles got it. So I will check those and adjust because it looks like maybe this is all extra. Oh, you know what? Okay, no. We've got filler blocks to do. There we go. So you've got your filler blocks. Let's do that. So here are our... Ooh, Pops. Stop. We've got, it looks like our filler blocks. Did I include those? We've got a 4x6. Here's our 2 4x6s. We need 2 so this is one. Okay, I need my daughter to go out and get that dog. My goodness. Okay, I'm short 1 4x6. So I need to add another 4x6. So it looks like 12. So far it looks like I need 2 more 6x6s, 1 more 4x6. And that's going to be for this one. There's my extra 4x6 for that one. And then I need a 2x4 and a 2x6. So I need another, there's my 2x4 and a 2x6. So this might be my 2x6. Okay, here's my 2x6. And I need, so I don't need a 2x6, but I need did my 2x4 get used up? Okay, we'll do one more 2x4. So I need a 2x4, a 4x6, and 2 6x6s. And that should be all my filler blocks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like there's only 5 filler blocks. All right. So we'll put these in something that says filler blocks. And we have a couple of things that I'm going to be changing on that spreadsheet. It looks like I need 2 more 6x6s for my plaid blocks, 1 more 4x6 for one of my filler blocks, and 1 2x4 for my other filler block. And I think this here is my filler block. Yeah. So I need to add that. I don't know what this is. It looks like the only piece of fabric that I have left. So I'm just going to hold on to it. I'll put it with my filler box. Looks like it didn't get assigned. And I think I have more. I think I have, these are 6x8s. So I don't think I needed all of these. I think I cut a little bit too much of this. But I'm going to leave it for now just in case I need it for something else. For candle 2, you think I had something that was supposed to be for candle 2? So let me figure that out and I will add it where it says I need to add it. I'm going to take these for right now, put them in here. We're going to call this filler block and I'm going to tell it I need to add some batting. I'm going to hold on to those. I thought I added everything, but maybe not. I need 1 4x6 and 1 2x4 of batting. And guess what? We're semi-done. Wait, what was that? I didn't see that comment. Did you see where I missed it? So I will make some changes to this. Okay, candle 2 is not black. Oh, one of my candles is wrong. Okay, candle, where are you? Candle 2 is not black, is what I'm being told. You know, sometimes I just see what I want to see. Here's candle 1. Here's candle 2. Oh, the background. You're saying the background of candle 2. You guys are so on top of it. Oh, here we go. I see what you're saying right here. So candle. Oh, and you know what I was thinking the whole time? That I wasn't even thinking the body of the candle. I was thinking the top of it. So did I have an extra one of these? Maybe I had an extra black then. So candle 2, let me get that filler block out right now before I lose it. And shape flex. Am I going to shape flex it? I probably should. Because this is dark. I mean, this is light on dark. See? So I probably should shape flex that. I'm going to put add shape flex. So I have a little bit of work I need to do to kind of fix my little oopsies. But for the main part, thank you so much for all your help with that. We are done. I mean, I've got to do a couple of things. We do have some extra batting and some missing batting. But I think we're in pretty good shape. Let's talk about what we're going to do next time when we get together. I did want to have a little bit of... This is what we're doing. So traditional piecing and embroidered piecing in the hoop. So we're going to do the 4-patch pieces, these only. We will do the embroidery section. Piece. Oh, I added an S to that. So we're going to piece these only. So what I want you to do is for the 4-patch, you're going to go ahead and you're going to piece these together. So you're going to, and this is an embroidery in the hoop homework. I want you to do that before we get together. Needs to be done beforehand. I actually put some time and energy and thought into this. So that is going to be the 4 square right here. This, you're going to go ahead and piece this together. So when we get to it, we'll be done and we'll be ready to go. So I just thought it'd be easier to get all your piecing done ahead of time. So that's going to be done ahead of time. And then page 54, the plaid block. Oh, the dreaded plaid block. I did have that as part A, 2 at a time in the 7x12 or the 8x12. We'll finish these in the hoop in section 2. So that was also going to be homework to do part A. You know, maybe I'll just do it. I'm just going to do it. Although I have fabric, that's going to be great. This is sometime before we get together next Friday that you need to have that done. Homework before Friday. What day is Friday? Is it the 26th? I think it's the 26th. So 7/26. The day before Kimberbell Day. So that is homework. You need to do it sometime this week. And then when we get together next Friday, we're going to do section 1. So all of that should be done. And then these are the designs that we're going to get together and we're going to do. Wait, where are the filler blocks? I thought I had that done too. Am I missing a page? I'm missing something. Because I wanted, oh, here we go. Here we go. So, this is what we're going to do. When we get together, sorry, I was missing page 1. We are going to do this. We're going to do filler blocks, and that way they're all done to put together. We're going to do all the filler blocks, and we're going to do part A of all the potion bottles. So I lied to you. And your homework is going to be this. So this is, don't do this yet. You can do it right now if you want. But this is going to be our agenda for week 1 when we get together on the 26th. So this is going to be for 7/26. Filler blocks. And I'll put together like a little hooping chart of how we're going to hoop these. And then this. That's going to be what we do. Okay? Then the next week, we're going to do section 1. I mean, I really have these divided out. So this is going to be the next week, but we might combine. and go a little bit faster depending on what you guys are up for. But for right now, next week is going to be all about quilting our filler blocks, doing our potion bottle A, and doing our 4-patch piecing and the plaid block. Well, if we can get to some of this, we'll get to some of this too. We'll just do it in our sew along next Friday. And then the week after, maybe we'll do section 1 and half of section 2. And maybe week 3, we'll do section 3 and the other half of section 2. And then maybe week 4, we'll go ahead and do all of that. So let's play it by ear. Let's see what we can get done. You should be pretty prepped and ready to go for next week. And but this is where we're going to start for next week. 7:26, and I'll send a note out too and let you know what the agenda is going to be, and I'll finish doing like our hoopings. We'll do all of that, and that's it. Thank you for joining me for Pumpkins and Potion Prep. We will resume, and we will be stitching next Friday. I'm hoping it's going to be smoother. We'll do 10 o'clock again, and if you have any questions, reach out. If you wanted to be added to the group, let me know. And then I'll add you to the group so you'll get the emails. But I will make sure that the spreadsheet is going to be on. Should I take these off? Was this like a mistake? How did I do that? But I'll work on the spreadsheet a little more. I'll probably repost it sometime over the weekend. And have a great day. I will be at the store if you need anything after this. And I will see you later. Thanks, guys.